Hey there. Many of you have started to write your first Java program called Hello World. This program is one of the easiest programs you'll do, but at first it could be a lot of navigation to get it right. The Hello World program is a real significant program in computer science. Everybody writes it, and you don't just write it when you're learning. The Hello World program is used kind of to make sure your computer is working. When you come to a new computer and you're not sure that all the software is set up for writing a program, you quickly run a Hello World program and test it. Because if you start writing a bigger program and the computer has got problems, you want to find that out right away. So also the Hello World program, you're going to remember for probably the rest of your life when you wrote the Hello World program for various languages. It's something that sticks with you for a long time. So let's just go through the details of what happens when you run the Hello World program. So the first step is editing or creating the program itself. So sometimes the program is auto-generated. You'll notice that when you checked a couple checkboxes in starting the Eclipse and running a program, that a part of the program was given to you and you had to just add a piece. So the editing is sometimes done by the computer and is sometimes added manually. After you've edited, you want to compile the code. So the compilation step takes that text file, the Java code, and it converts it to an intermediate format called Java bytecode. Don't worry too much about understanding this, but it's just it's a stepping point in the ability for the computer to run the program. Computers can't read text, so it takes your text, which humans can read, and converts it into a computer recognizable language. Then what happens is a program called the Java Virtual Machine, the Java VM, takes that bytecode and converts it to another step. Basically, it converts it to the machine code, which is the specific code for the computer that you have. There's all different kinds of machine. You have Intel computers, which are desktop computers. You have Apple Macs, which have a different kind of processor in them sometimes. And you have phones, which have different processors. So the Java VM knows all the processors and can take a common bytecode and convert it into a different machine code depending on where it's running. And then it will execute on the microprocessor. The last step is debug. So if your program didn't do what you wanted to, which happens, a lot, you're going to have to basically debug and figure out why that program doesn't work and start the cycle all over again. So here is the outline of your first program, Hello World. You'll see that there's a lot of lines here. It's not just writing one line, Hello World, and you're done. So I'm going to kind of break down some of the pieces. And it kind of goes to the paradigm of programming in Java, is we like to put things inside of containers. So the first container is the outside. It's called a class. You see, public class first program is the name of this container. And then there's these brackets. You have an open bracket and a closed bracket. That tells the computer what's inside of the container. So inside of the first program class, which is for now, just think of it as a way to organize data and actions that the computer is going to do, is everything you want to basically execute. Inside the class is what's called a method. So the method is defined by these characters here, public static void main. More to come on what that means. But this essentially is a method that the computer is going to call. The main method is a very special method. It's the computer knows that that's the first method I'm going to look for in a program. So that's your entry point. It has some arguments. Again, we're going to get into what these arguments mean. Just hang loose for now. Inside of the method, there is programming code, right, or actions that the computer is going to take. So this action, which is called system.out, is an object. And that object has different methods. So basically, this is the output object. This is given to you by Java. This is built into Java, and so you have all these objects that you can learn, that you will learn about, that are going to be able to do things. And the message that this object is going to produce is called println. Println. Some people say print line. Because essentially that's what it's going to do. It's going to print a line of code. Some people say println, but println, and inside of the quotes you'll see the message. So what's actually going to be printed is hello, world. So that's it. Your program is essentially running. If you have a problem, you're going to see red squiggly brackets, and you're going to want to stop and fix it. Remember, Java is case sensitive and it wants every character. So if you're missing one of these characters, go back and look closely at the program and make sure you have everything. Semicolons included. Semicolons have to be at the end of programs. Good luck.